The Division. This third-person RPG cover shooter released on March 8th, 2016. I've had this game since release and I'm now positive that I have the knowledge to review this game. My name is RTXP and this is my Division review. I'm gonna start this video off with the things I hate about The Division. These just small little details that made the game either just unfun or just overall boring in my opinion. The first bad thing about this game is that it's too short. The missions were awesome, but the thing is about them, there weren't that many of them. It was a generic story, it was pretty boring, so after you finish the story mission, it left you saying, what's next? The game should have had way more content at release, and it really didn't, and that's a really bad thing. This game is buggy as hell. You see people walk through cars, buildings, floors. You'll walk straight forward to fall under New York. You'll be walking into the dark zone to end up outside of the dark zone or stuck in a wall. This game is super buggy. I don't understand why game companies allow these games to be released like this. It's really bad. It shows how bad gaming is getting to the point that we're allowed to release these half-baked games and expect people to pay $60 for them when they really do. Ubisoft is working on getting patches and making things right, but why would this even get through their development team? How come they haven't had this thing tested and make sure that nobody's walking through things, or that when you're walking you don't fall into New York? I just don't understand how these little things get through game testers or anything. I feel like games just get made and just sent out by people. The last thing I want to talk about is how boring the Dark Zone is. The Dark Zone was supposed to be this big bad, go in, hope you survive, and get all your loot and get out kind of thing, where it's more or less go in, get your loot, extract, and leave because you're too bored to stay there any longer. The problem is that they have these level 31 enemies that are fucking annoying to take out and give you very little loot, so you don't feel like you've done anything after killing 5 level 31s. Then when you get to level 32s, it's even worse, and you still get little loot. They said they recently patched that in their latest patch, but I haven't personally gone into the Dark Zone in such a long time. I find myself getting so bored easily that I just sit and I wonder why I'm in here. I go in, kill a few things, extract, and leave. I haven't reached max level, not because I'm incompetent or haven't killed anything, or that I keep dying. Instead, I can't push myself to actually stay in the Dark Zone longer than 20 minutes. The idea for the Dark Zone was to replace the PvP section, but that's actually my next complaint. A PvP section would have done this game justice and made it something to keep going back to. The problem with The Division is that it doesn't have enough content to keep you coming back every day. The things like Destiny, Black Ops 3, Battlefield, they have a PvP. Dark Zone, like I said, was supposed to replace the PvP section, but it turned out to be the worst thing they could have done. Honestly, it's boring. There's no incentive to kill anybody. Killing the ads are boring, fighting is boring, looting is boring. You wait 2 minutes to get your extraction and get your loot, then you have to leave, go all the way back to the base of operations to get your stuff. It's just a hassle and I really don't appreciate it. The Dark Zone was a huge mistake, and I feel like the PvP would have done this game a million times better. Now that I'm done talking about the bad things, let's switch over to the good things. This game, even though it has a lot of negatives, has a lot of positives, and this is what they are. The game is an overall fun and enjoyable thing. Whether you're with friends or solo, it's always something to enjoy. It's a cover shooter, it's a shooter in general, it's a loot based system. It even lets you test your abilities by using weapons that are under-leveled, going into under-leveled missions and trying to see if you can survive. It's always just something fun to do, and there's always constant things to do when you first start playing the game. But that's also a bad thing, because once you do all those things and you're still playing on that same character, you find yourself doing the same missions over and over again. So instead of it being new content every single time you load the game, it's the same thing just over and over again. The idea behind the challenge and daily missions were to get you Phoenix credits, extra money, just little things so that way you come back every day to do it. But the crazy part is, it's just the same missions you've been doing, just at a little bit harder of a difficulty. I mean, the challenge mode is acceptable because it is really hard, and you actually really have to try to do it and strategize and stuff, but it's still the same mission that you did the week before, or even the day before. The idea behind the challenge mode was the same missions we've been doing for the past month. Instead of releasing, like, I don't know, a new mission, I don't think they can do that since it's an everyday thing. And I understand that, but the whole idea is they should have added more missions, more things to do, and way more content. This game has some great co-op. It is an amazing co-op fun. And they have a matchmaking system, so if you don't have friends that have the game, or they're not on at that moment, you can matchmake and find some people to play with. So instead of rushing in by yourself, you can matchmake and find 3 other people that are doing the same mission as you and will help you out. I think that's an amazing feature that people have wanted in certain games like these for a long time. I'm looking at you, Bungie. Put in this matchmaking. I know certain things are harder, so it needs teamwork to do, but the understanding of I'm in this mission with people. All I have to do is shoot them an invite for a party and hope that they join. If they don't, well, then maybe I need to search for new people. The idea was teamwork. You will find a team no matter what, and you can communicate with that team even just by plugging in your mic. You don't need to make a party or anything. You can just literally look at them, plug in your mic, and say, you know what? Let's do this, this, and this instead of that, that, and that. My last really good thing about this game is there's a lot of loot. It is riddled with loot everywhere, no matter what, whether it be small mobs, whether it be big bosses, whether it just be medium difficulty enemies. They're always constantly dropping loot. But the problem with the loot system is at a certain level, most of that loot becomes irrelevant. When you're at level, I want to say 25, you start to get purples, which are really good weapons. So when you're not getting purples, you're getting blues, greens, and whites. Well, you're not going to need those anymore, so having them drop for you is pretty much useless and a waste of your time to get. So when you pick them up, it's like, okay, well, I have 3 purple weapons and all purple gear and a few gold items. Why would I need this blue item? Which makes sense. I don't think they should have allowed purple to drop until you were level 30, because once you hit endgame, bam, right there, that's when you start to rank up, get your better weapons, and get your better gear. So with them dropping purple so early, you were pretty much set up before you even hit max level. This is my final word on the game as a whole. The Division is an amazing game with great co-op, great loot, and really fun co-op game. It's really glitchy, there's no PvP, the Dark Zone is so boring. But I would still suggest you get this game, not for full price. I spent $100 on the Division because I bought the season pass. The problem is I'm on PlayStation. Not only am I getting the Division's DLC on release, but I have to wait an extra month because Xbox has exclusivity. So I suggest if you're on Xbox, I suggest you get the game whatever you want. If you're gonna get the season pass, it'll be perfect for you. But if you're on PlayStation, I suggest you buy the base game and then buy the DLC as it comes. And I know it seems like a lot of money, but if you get the base game and you really enjoy it, you'll want to get this DLC. I mean, even if you want, buy the season pass, but we still have to wait an extra month before any of that content comes rolling in for us. I'm not suggesting anybody spend any amount of money on this game. This game is very situational. If you really want to play the game, then you'll get the game and you'll enjoy it. But if you don't like cover shooters, you don't like to loot, and you don't like to have to up your stats to use certain things, you're not going to enjoy this game. This game is for a certain demographic of people, and is only to be played as a little, you know, you have nothing else to play right now, let's play some Division. It's not a, okay, I don't want to play this game anymore, I'm going to replace it with the Division. It's not going to happen. There's not enough content. You can't put a lot of time into it at a certain level and stuff. So it's just not going to happen. You can't replace one game with this game. It's just not going to happen yet. I am a huge Destiny nerd. You guys know this. This game is similar to Destiny in the sense that it released without content and plans to release DLC to help it grow. The problem is, the thing that everybody hated Destiny for, the Division's getting praised for. Not only because they released this little roadmap, I think a week before the game actually released, but because they promised you DLC. Destiny promised you DLC, and they said, no, I don't want to have to pay for my story or my gameplay. But when the Division did it, it's, okay, well, I'm just going to have to get the season pass and wait for all the content to roll in. No, it can't do that. Like I said, the Division's an amazing game. It's so fun. It's nothing innovative, but it is something fun to play right now. I only say amazing because I personally have fun with the game. But like I said, you have to want to loot, you're going to want to have to shoot things, and you're going to have to be behind cover. This is one of those games that, like I said, is very situational. Either you really like to play it, or you return it within a week. The game has very mixed reviews right now. Some people saying they love it, some people saying they hate it. I'm in the in-between camp where I really like to play it, but I'm not going to play it all day like I do other games like Black Ops 3. The game just doesn't have enough for me right now, and maybe if they release a PvP mode sometime in the future, maybe that'll be enough to make an all-day enjoyment of the game. So, out of 10, I rate this game a solid 6. I haven't seen any reviews. I'm actually going to look it up after this because I want a reference. I'm pretty sure there are 9s and 10s out for this game when it really shouldn't. Like I said, it's glitchy, there's not enough content, and it's very, very, very loot and luck based. You wait for a price drop, mostly because, like I said, the game has no content as of currently right now. The first DLC is still a couple months away, so maybe after that there'll be plenty of new content for even the people that have been playing since release. So wait for a price drop or buy it. I don't care. I can't control what you do. I'm just telling you what I think. I personally think you should wait. But if you really want to get into Division, and Division has a new update coming out on the 12th, which is hopefully something new for everybody to play. So as of right now, it is before April 12th, before its update, and before any DLC come out. Like I said, the game still stays at a 7, and I suggest you wait for a price drop. If you did enjoy the video and you learned something, why not like and subscribe, because I do videos like this every single day of the week, including Tuesdays. Guys, I hope you enjoyed and learned something, and I will see you guys in the very next video. Peace out.